Do you drink? Do you smoke? Do you gamble? Would you invest in any of those things? Hey there, name's Alex, and I'm no economist, but I'm also not a moralist. I'm not here to tell you how to spend or invest your money. We don't give investment advice on this channel, and I'm also not an adherent of any religion that would moralize to you about how you live your life and what you put in your body. I assume that my audience consists of responsible, grown up adults capable of taking care of themselves, and I'm not your parent or your guardian. I myself, I don't smoke. I don't gamble. I haven't gambled probably since 2016, back when I placed a small sum on Vladimir Klitschko beating Anthony Joshua. I lost. And also, friendly bets over a bottle of whiskey don't count. I do, however, drink. Cheers. Though I don't drink to excess, or at least that's what I like to tell myself. I also don't steal, and I don't cheat or step out on my girl. I don't pay for sex, and I don't solicit prostitution. And I don't do any illegal narcotics either. I don't think there are a lot of places where you could legally invest in drugs or prostitution, however. Even though in some areas where marijuana may be legal, there you could probably find and legally invest in some legal businesses that deal in marijuana. But for the rest of the above listed vices, there are probably a lot of investment opportunities. Like, for example, let me even pull it up on screen, something like British American tobacco. Let me see if you can see this. Yeah. This, for example, British American Tobacco. It's a publicly listed, publicly traded company that deals with tobacco and tobacco products such as cigarettes and cigars. You might, if you think that the world's smoking population is going to keep on smoking, this is probably something that you might be interested in investing in because it's probably a business with a future that's not going away or going anywhere anytime soon. So this is probably a good investment opportunity for you if you think that the world is going to keep on smoking. And what about something like Louis Vuitton, the luxury fashion brand that you may have heard about with all the investment, with all the trade war and tariff uh, policies of the Trump administration. Let's look at Louis Vuitton stock. Here we can see Louis Vuitton also owns Moet et Chandon. That's probably the most famous champagne brand, and also Hennessy, the cognac brand. They own that. So if you think that the world is going to keep on drinking and won't stop drinking in the near future, and that alcohol is a business with a future and that will stay, then this is probably an option for you to invest in. Companies that deal with alcoholic beverages. Or let's look at gambling, for example. Let's look at a company that operates even in Bulgaria, DraftKings. Let's look at their stock. Yeah, this is the company called DraftKings. They operate in the gambling market. Gambling and providing technical and customer support for gambling services is a big business here in Bulgaria. I even know people who work in this sector, and specifically in DraftKings. And if gambling is something that you think isn't going away anytime soon and is worth investing, this is probably one of the companies that you can look at. So if you believe that the world is going to keep on gambling, then DraftKings is also probably a stock that you can look into. Also, I forgot to mention about Louis Vuitton. Together with a company named Diageo, they also co-own the brand Johnny Walker, the whiskey. So again, that's also another investment opportunity for you if you think that the world will keep on drinking and consuming alcohol. So these were just a list of few examples of companies that can be your gateways into investment opportunities into the sin and vice industries. Now, we've talked before on this channel about investing in businesses whose products you like and you use. Let's take, for example, Starbucks that we've talked about, or or maybe I've never bought Starbucks, for example, but I have both Nestle and Pepsi. And in the past, I've also held Mondelez. And some of you have probably heard or have invested and have some Coke. I'm talking about the liquid Coke, the one you drink, not the powder Coke, the one you snort with your nose. That's a key important difference. Different things. But what do all of those companies sell? Sugar. And a lot of people would say that sugar is a poison. Also, Starbucks and Nestle also sell coffee. How many of you, let me see a show of hands, raise your hands, how many of you have had at least one cup of coffee today? Or how many of you can go a day without a cup? Are you addicts? Are you addicted to that? Also, also some of the companies that I've listed, Mondelez and Nestle, they sell chocolate. Are you addicted to that? And for example, me, I'm literally right now wearing a T-shirt that says Rakia connecting people. Rakia is an alcohol, of course, an alcoholic drink that if you're living in the Balkans or you know anything about the Balkans, you should be familiar with it. And this is Tullamore Dew, by the way. Now, make no mistake, gambling will ruin your finances. There's no question and doubt about that. Smoking, smoking will kill you. That's also not up for debate. Lung cancer is a terrible way to go. This right here has a high risk of killing me prematurely, putting me in an early grave. Sugar and caffeine are also bad for you. So may he who is without sin cast the first stone. I myself personally, even though I have manufactured and assembled with mine own hands, these two hands, I've used them to assemble pieces of military hardware and equipment, including weapons and explosive ordnance and things that go boom. And their sole purpose is to kill, maim, or horribly injure people. And I have so far stayed away from investing in the military or arms industry, even though I have considered investing in something like Dassault Systems, who, besides developing the 3D CAD software SolidWorks that I've worked with, they also built fighter jets. But so far I have not, and I've also considered investing in some of the sin and vice businesses that I've mentioned earlier, even though I have not yet done so. All of the businesses and companies I've listed so far in this video are to be used as an example. I'm not paid or sponsored by any of those companies to promote them, and neither am I here to bash on any of them or badmouth them. Matter of fact, if any of them would like to sponsor me, get in touch. Let's talk. Money doesn't smell. But should you be investing in any of those businesses? Well, pick your poison. That's entirely up to you. I'm still assuming that I'm talking to grown-ups, adults who can be responsible with their own money. Otherwise, if that's not you, then none of what we've discussed in this video so far is for you, and it's probably way past your bedtime at this point. Anyway, that's all I've had for this video for now. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. It helps the channel grow, and also it helps other people see the video. Drop me a comment below telling me that it's a sin and vice to invest in other people's sin and vice, even though you know that a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. Why wouldn't a wise investor invest in other people's sins and vices, even though they don't partake in those themselves? Anyway, pick your poison. Also, subscribe to the channel for future videos, And if you would like to support my YouTube video creation addiction, links to support the channel will be in the description. Anyway, thank you for watching. I've been Alex. I've not been an economist or a moralist here to moralize on you what you should do with your life and yourself. Till next time. Bye.